Hi, my name is Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you achieve more clarity, more strength, fitness, less body fat, more power in the gym, everything from Olympic techniques to how to improve your own mindset. Currently, people like Gary Vaynerchuk are saying mindset is everything. And in mindset, have you ever taken the time to ask yourself, what is a trigger? I know that the word trigger first started being used in my life around 2016 when I started studying some of the work of Brendon Burchard. He would talk about setting up triggers for when you walk in your home, or positive triggers. Now, there's also negative triggers, or things that change our emotional states. Things like someone cuts you off. That's a popular trigger in the world. You yourself, like me, may not really mind that much, just for safety reasons. I don't like being cut off, but I really don't let it get to me. I think triggers for me are more like realistic stressors that can potentially lead to situations that I may not like. Those are more the type of triggers that bother me, like threats or things that are, likely to, or just for whatever reason I'm thinking that it may end up in a situation I don't like. So what is a trigger then? Now we know that there's positive and there's negative. Okay, well, let's think about a time where you experienced anger, or maybe fear, or maybe a type of confusion, or a lack of clarity, or juxtaposition, a mix of feelings, right? All these things that sort of froze you in time. In studying the book, The Warrior's Way by Garrett J. White, I really got a significant growth in understanding what a trigger is, but even figuring out what to do with them. I mean, let's say even this video right here, I've not been making videos because I don't really like this background, and I prefer to go to the TV background that I've been using and stuff like that. But that just takes so long to set up, and really my only time to make a video for me is late at night, right? So instead of, doing about 30 to 40 minutes of work to set up, I'm just gonna start making videos here. Now, part of the trigger, go back to what is a trigger, for me was thinking, I gotta go set up my thing. And yeah, it would produce a better quality video on some level, but it also would prevent the videos from going up. And one of my main goals is to have videos up. So let's pause for a second. What is a trigger? So again, one of the things that has been holding me back is thinking that I have to set up 30 to 40 minutes worth of video or video equipment, pick at the right display, etc. And that isn't crazy to think. I mean, any Hollywood movies make a lot of time and effort, put a lot of time and effort into selecting the right movie, the right frame, the right editing, green screen, etc. However, I'm just not Hollywood. I'm one person. I have one camera, I have one channel, and I have clients that I train, and I have objectives to meet, and I have supplements to sell, and I have a lot of things on my plate that need to get done. So it's not advantageous for me to think about, setting up a studio type environment every day. Where busting out my camera here in my room, that's fine to me. That's fine. See, I don't really have a fear of talking or anything like that, or that might be one of your triggers, Maybe you fear the camera itself, right? I actually just fear not getting videos out. That's one of my fears, not getting videos out. So not getting videos out was a trigger, and also setting up the video was a trigger, and then that led to like disappointment and shame and a lack of self-esteem and questioning myself. Whereas now I could say, I'll give you an example using the Warrior's Way mentality. First, you do something called release the rage, right? You establish what the trigger is, release the rage. So what would you like to tell this situation or person, right? Person, situation, item, thing, whatever. I would like to say, like, you yell it out, or you could write it out, but it's like, say whatever, no holds bar. So let's just say I would say something along the lines of, you freaking technicality, you're dragging me, you're making it so difficult for me to produce my video. And that's costing me time and production value and connection with my tribe. And it's just annoying that I don't have the time to set up a video, right? So you get the idea. So releasing the rage is part one of the Warrior's Way concept. And then it's that's kind of a fast forward idea, okay? And then let's go to step two, which is walk the block. So you look at three perspectives, where perspective one is you establish the original trigger and the story you're saying. So because I cannot set up in a fast period of time, it prevents me from making videos. That's the original trigger, right? The original story. Version number two, meaning the back of the house. You visualize the house. You're going to walk around the house, meaning the block. And now we're looking at the back of the house. Now what I'm going to do is state it in the me version, like an antithesis in a way, where it's, I cannot set up a proper screen in an efficient way, and it's messing with my production. And then you analyze if that's true, and there's some truth to it, right? So let's just say that's a version of the story. The first version is it's taking too long and it's sort of outside me. The other one is me owning it, right? And then let's look at the third one, which is like the opposite of the original. It's the opposite of the original. The original was the time to set up a video is taking too long and it's hindering my production. The third version, which is the opposite of the first, would be something like this. The time that it takes to produce a video is speeding up my production. The time that it takes me to set up a better background and walk to a different recording space is actually speeding up my production. Is this true? Well, no, it's not. Okay, so which of the three versions am I gonna buy? Which of the three versions am I likely to buy, or a combination of, etc.? I think it's more I am not setting up my background, and it's costing me production output. Okay? Right. So a trigger could be anything. It could be someone didn't buy milk for you, somebody looked at you ugly. I'm just telling you this is really applicable to not only the video you're watching, but truly something in my life. So now what we're going to do is look at what's called the front of the house, okay? The front of the house is where you say, okay, well, what's the best outcome? The best outcome, in a way, is what you're seeing now in front of you, which is, look, I'm just going to make a video, period, get the production up, and make it efficient in time production. So that's my main formula. Just get the videos out, it's done, and we have a product to put up into YouTube. Okay, so will I commit to that in 48 hours? And then question number 8 in one of these exercises is like revelation, right? So let's just say, what's a revelation that I just got? That we can sometimes forget an answer we already knew. We sometimes forget the answers we already knew. It's not a very new, earth-shattering concept that I should put up my camera and just start recording here, right? That's not earth-shattering. That's an option I've had, but I've been forgetting that option. I've been losing clarity of that option. I've let other distractions get in the way of that option. So we can sometimes forget answers that we already knew. That's my revelation. We can sometimes forget the answers we already knew. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write that down here. I don't know. Okay, I'm actually going to write that down here in the war map and kind of ponder that. And then now lastly is we're going to look at balance, body, business, and being. Okay, so what areas, and like a lot of my work is tied up on this, like common sense self-mastery, right? In other words, I'm sure that there's areas of your life that if you just take my trigger and my revelation, I guarantee, because I've studied human behavior, I'm a coach, I'm a fitness and leadership coach, I'm willing to bet there's areas in your life that there's a simple streamline where you can just cut out the fat of the actual production and streamline it in a far more efficient manner, where you might have a bottleneck currently, like my bottleneck was the production, setting up the videos, etc., etc. And then once I get this out, this video done, I have to upload it and find the right geotags, just tags and stuff like this, to make sure that you, the viewer, connects and finds the video and the content. Okay, does that make sense? So there's quite the production, right? Think about it. To produce this video, I had to research for hours, find the right book, order the right book, study it, process it, work with the templates, validate it. So it's a lot of that I processed here with time, resources, and then the camera, etc., and then using the example itself of the production, the time it takes to make the video, and why that's triggering me out. Like, you don't know that, right? But I'm telling you, that's been one of my main reasons I haven't produced videos. So taking all this, and then, so by the time if you got this far in this video, like, there's so much that had to occur for you to, one, receive it, and two, receive the idea and the process. And like, if you got an aha moment just now on any level, like, that took a lot of research to get to you. And that's why I'm a fitness and leadership coach. Because these ideas, like I said, and you might say to yourself, what does that have to do with anything? How does it have to do with fitness? Well, for example, today I hit a personal record. Now, it wasn't much, but it was a push jerk at 225. You know, I did it several times. It wasn't just once. And that said, I believe that in removing and feeling confidence and energy flow through me and clarity and kind of owning my own life, I feel like I'm able to function more fully. And that's the power of removing and mastering and getting revelations of triggers and what they have for us. Okay? Like last night, the trigger I got was God uses jujitsu. God sometimes uses jujitsu to get us to act on our dreams. That was my revelation. Think about a time when you sort of felt like your back was against the wall, and it was either sink or swim. And swim means you were going to finally do what you said you wanted to do at your deepest level, and sinking was which you had to quit or give up or something. And you were placed in a position where you really felt you had to make a decision. To me, that's God using jujitsu, right? And it's almost like it all aligned where you had to take action, right? And for me, that's what 2018 has been like. 2017 has been like that. And, and so taking this idea with the revelation, and I write this down, it's a scripture that I've written, right? And now the next one, we sometimes forget the answers that we already know. That's my current. And see how the trigger brought me to that revelation. So using the Warrior's Way methodology and stuff, he calls that the trigger. The drift is the gift, meaning that which triggers you has a gift, and the gift is a lesson, but you must apply the lesson to lift, to shift and lift, right? And see the light and establish a new peak and things like this. So there's some of the concepts there I thought I'd share with you, the viewer, or I'd like to refer to you as my tribe, or whatever it is that would resonate with you. Bottom line, or on a more simple basic level, I am a fitness and leadership coach, and I do train people on a daily basis, and I have done so for many years. Typically, when it comes to whenever someone works with me one-on-one, what I see is there's usually stuff triggering them that's keeping them from focusing on eating healthier, right? There's a regression pattern. And so triggers are so huge to actually achieving better results in fitness, whether you muscle through them, whether you get a better understanding, whether you go and get results and sort of outgrow them, whatever it is, you're gonna have to overcome your triggers to lose fat, to get more energy, to get more confidence. You have to start owning your overall emotions and overcoming triggers and releasing the energy in them or getting some energy from them is a big step in the right direction to ensuring that for yourself. So again, what we want to talk about, I'll start wrapping this up here, that really if we look at the past, we look at the 50s or the 20s, triggers themselves weren't really something that psychology was really known to speak of, or the human population wasn't really known to speak so readily of. Now in today's society, we do readily speak of triggers and what they do to us, and how can we sort of remove their overall power from our psyche, and how we use them to propel us forward. That is something that we now currently know. Remember to find a way for yourself to work through your triggers, or start researching your own ways. I'm using currently the Warrior's Way from this the Warrior book right here by Garrett J. White. Garrett J. White. That's what I'm using currently. There's many methods. There's different ways to understand triggers. A song could trigger you in a positive way. So ideally, you want to set up positive triggers. For me, it's meditation, hypnosis, getting a chiropractic adjustment, anything that can trigger me into a better state of mind, more production, eating salad, eating healthy, removing toxic people, removing toxic situations, taking a break from toxicities are things that I do to remove negative triggers and keep my mindset flowing in a direction. And so that's a real important part of training, methodologies, production, performance, and things that I focus on. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has helped you. And I'd love to hear your perspective on triggers. And I think that I'll close off with this. There was one time somebody commented on a video I made, and they were like being facetious or sarcastic, and I think that was the person was trying to trigger. If you look at modern trolls, or what people call trolls, those are people trying to trigger you. So triggers are everywhere. The media uses triggers to mess with your emotions, stimulate fear, pushing your buttons. So some things to think about. This is Jacob Adams. We'll see you next time. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe or share, or do what you want to do. Follow your heart.